matter how interested you are in your subjects, there's always that one class that you just can't give your full undivided attention to. This year, that class has been one of my English classes. For those of you not taking AS level English, which is probably most of you, we have spent the year reading through this anthology of texts associated with food. We were supposed to be marking them up because part of our exam is writing an essay comparing two of them, but I swear, being in that classroom, it's like time has been suspended and the minute hand only seems to move once every 10 minutes. So I started what I like to refer to as a prison journal. December 20th, 2012. Seriously, it's almost Christmas. Why? Why are you doing this to me? I can feel my brain curdling with boredom. I've been here for 10 minutes. Or is it 10 years? I will die in this classroom. Maybe I can dig through the floor to my freedom. It sounds melodramatic, but you do not understand the inner turmoil that I was experiencing at the time. The next entry is at the bottom of a transcript from the cooking show Nigella Express. It simply reads, "Not Nigella. Anyone but Nigella. Please, spare me this." January 8th. We're still on Nigella. Rapidly losing the will to live. Just end it now before I stab my own eyes out. I have this thing about Nigella. For some reason she annoys the crap out of me, but I can never pinpoint exactly why. All I know is that if she ever comes on TV, I will either leave the room or I will sit there and glare at her as if she is personally trying to offend me. The entry on the opposite page shows my level of desperation. January 15th. Not long now. Let me leave. Something that has surprised me all year is how long we can spend going over 1.5-page long text. For example, I wrote at the bottom of an excerpt from Jonathan Swift's A Modest Proposal, "We get it already. Famine, cannibalism, shock tactics. Do we really need to spend 3 days on this?" For those of you who don't know, A Modest Proposal is a satirical essay about how best to prepare children to be eaten because the levels of starvation in Ireland were so bad at that point. See, Mum and Dad, I am taking comprehensive notes, I'm just being a whiny child about it at the same time. March 19th. This is such a waste of my time. If you don't understand literary terms, do not expect us to use them. That is in direct response to my teacher putting vocabulary words up on the board for us to define and then admitting that he didn't know what some of them meant. For the record, shoving fancy terminology into an essay does not show greater understanding of the text, especially if it's clear that you're not exactly sure how to use it. March 21st. I'm sorry, I think March must have been an especially bad month because that's when most of these entries are from. I am attempting to erode away the floor with my own saliva. Luckily, the prison guard notices nothing because everyone is drooling with exhaustion and boredom anyway. March 26th. Okay, apparently on these 2 pages I was most concerned with quoting Les Mis. In my defence, food is a very important part of Les Mis, so I wasn't that far off topic. And then it just says, "Oh god, I'm so bored." April 12th. This is literally the worst text. April 18th. Still here. And then the very last thing I wrote earlier this week on April 30th. At this point, I think it would be more merciful to be shot. It all sounds really worrying when I read it out like this, but it's okay now because I am officially on study leave. So while I'm not completely done with this awful anthology yet, my exam will be over in a couple of weeks and I will never have to sit through a class of mindless annotating ever again. So yeah, there is really no point to this video except that I am ready to be finished and for exams to be over. Hey, only like 12 weeks until the summer vacation.
It's a struggle, it's a war, and it's nothing that anyone's giving. Come on, let's